Well, how I got into craft brewing is kind of an interesting story.
My husband, who is an architect by trade, he actually built and designed multiple breweries across the state.
During the course of designing breweries and generally liking to drink beer, traveled all over the country and in Canada, touring breweries, studying what different breweries are doing to be successful.
We didn't know quite how large this would end up being and what an impact it would make on the community, but that's really where our craft beer journey started from scratch.
One of the cool things I think about the industry is that when you go and visit breweries, I often sought out the owners of the breweries and would ask them questions. And surprisingly, probably 95% of the breweries that we visited, people were very open.
I mean, we learn something new every day as far as what the craft beer scene is like in Greensboro, but there's a lot of great beers throughout the scene. I mean, I hope that we're bringing something new to the craft beer scene.
So my personal style of brewing or personal philosophy is I like crisp and clean and quality. I try not to think of what I like, I try to think of what everyone else likes. If I made beer that only I liked, I think we'd go out of business pretty quickly. So our flagship beers are Tropical IPA, which is sort of a West Coast style IPA. It's not as bitter as those kind of traditional West Coast IPAs. It's a lot more approachable and drinkable. Our coffee lager, which is another light kind of amber lager that we blend in cold brew coffee, brewed locally here, brewed and roasted locally here. Our other flagships are the Juicy Hazy IPA and Pecan Brown Ale. The Juicy Hazy IPA was kind of inspired by the more modern IPAs. It's not as hoppy or cloudy or hazy. It's a little bit more approachable than most of the, hazy IPAs that you're going to find in the market. And our Pecan Brown Ale is a really mild, light brown ale, close to a brown porter.
It's a beer that's meant for gathering. It is delicious beer. We partnered with one of the oldest pecan growers here in the Carolinas, and so we roast those pecans and they go into the brewing process and are infused in, but it's got this sweet malty flavor to it. You just have to try it. It is absolutely delicious. We're located right across the street from the Greensboro Coliseum that hosts many concerts throughout the year. So we've actually been able to be an official craft beer sponsor of the Coliseum.
I love live music. And, anytime I would go to a brewery that would have live music, and it really didn't necessarily matter what genre of music it was, we would stay longer. We would end up, drinking beer and eating food and hanging out for several hours.
My husband and I love country music. We love just, singer-songwriter type original stuff. So we created a summer concert series called Nashville Nights.
It's just a really cool thing. I think music brings people together, and so doesn't beer. So I think it's just a natural fit.
We've seen artists, particularly ones from Nashville, but artists here locally, that this was one of the early places they played.
So we wanted to bring that experience to our fans here in the Carolinas, and we're able to do that for 9 to 11 weeks across the summer.
Giving these artists an opportunity to grow and really seeing them starting to become real artists.
People love music, they love craft beer, so why not connect the two at a level that is just new?